Assalamualaikum. Today our group want to present about case scenario 1, which is a data-wise analytic and the campaign crisis. Our group members is Fabian Lalo Balen, Muhammad Frizakon bin Azlizan, Muhammad Hafizi bin Zulkifli, Adriana Syafiqah binti Azman. Okay, first for the background of the case scenario, company which is a data-wise analytic, a student lead company analyzing social media data. For the client is a Miss Jane Doe, a local politician, hired them to help her campaign using only public data. The problem of the case scenario is first, the team accidentally gain access to private data, which is like direct message and browsing habits due to a software flaw. Second is this private data could be very useful for the campaign, but using it was not part of the agreement because the contract specifies that no sensitive personal information will be used or misused. For the conflict, first is Miss Doe's campaign manager pressured the team use the private data, arguing first, it's technically legal since the flow made it accessible. Second, it will greatly improve the campaign success. Third, not using it might make them fall behind competitor. The team is divided into two groups, which is a group A is only use public data to stay ethical, and group B use the private data since it's accessible and for the greater good.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Hafizi bin Zulkifli and I will explain about the actual situation of this case. In this table, there is 10 features and I will explain about 5 features that is crucial and important to this case. The first one is using publicly available data. As in this case, the company used the public data, so the test case is towards the positive paradigm. And for the next one, we have the contract specifies no sensitive personal information will be used in this case, but the manager is want to use the private data, so it is towards the negative paradigm as it breached the contract agreement. The next one, we have the access to the private direct message and browsing history. So in this case, it is negative paradigm because the company have the access to the sensitive information that is not part of the agreement between the company and also the user. And the next one, we have a greatly improved campaign strategy to benefit the public. As mentioned by the manager, he justified that this privacy breach is for public good, and this will become a negative paradigm for this case. And the last one, we have a overlooked software integration as is in positive paradigm, fixing or patching the flaw, and in the negative paradigm, it is leaving the floor open for the data harvesting. So in this case, it is towards the negative paradigm. So next, we have an ethical dilemma. The biggest dilemma in this case is the integrity versus expediency. What it is? The first one is the loyalty conflict between the project manager to choose between the client campaign success or he want to protect the public privacy. The next ethical dilemma is the competitor pressure as the uphold fair competition or exploit the loopholes because others might be doing it too. And we have a greater good justification as mentioned by the manager is to improve the campaign outcomes. The project manager want to improve the campaign outcomes or violates the ethical boundaries. And the last one, we have a career implication as this company is a student-led company. So in short-term they want to achieve the short-term success or they want to maintain their future professional integrity. So the biggest question in this case, in this scenario, is should the team exploit private data for advantage or they stay ethical despite the competitive pressure? So this question will be answered by next presenter, Adriana Syafiqah Azman. Thank you.
Okay, next, using the creative media way, approach the most ethical course of action that the program manager should decide is agree with the group A as the belief only public data as the initial agree upon the maintain ethical integrity as this aligned with the highest and most important responsibility as engineer is to protect the public health and safety. Respecting user privacy and adhering contractual and legal obligation, Group B approach while aiming for the short-term campaign advantage will comprise this core responsibility. So, the problem solving have four solutions are proposed to ensure responsible and professional engineering practice. I will say first is user consent must always be obtained before any personal data is processed. Even when the data is technically accessible, engineers are ethically obligated to respect individual privacy, inform consent promotes transparency, strengthen public trust, and align with our professional duty to prioritize public safety, health, and welfare. So, the second contractual agreement with the client should be strengthened. The contract must clearly define the scope of data access, limitation on the data user, and ethical responsibility both parties. This help prevent misuse, ensure accountability, and provide legal protection while guaranteeing that the data is used strictly its intended purpose. So, next is whistleblowing mechanism must be emphasized, and unethical conduct involving manager, politician, or the employees must be reported through the proper internal channels or relevant regulatory authorized. Engineering must uphold integrity and professional accountability regardless of pressure from senior management or politician influence. So, lastly is regular training on data security and privacy should be provided to employees. Continuous education increase awareness of ethical standards, legal compliance, and cyber security risks, thereby reducing human error and fostering a strong ethical culture with the organization. So, the conclusion, this solution collectively ensure that engineer practice remain ethically, transparent, legally compliant, and aligned with the professional responsibility.
So, hello, my name is Fabian Lalo. So, now I will explain the impact of engineering decision in the data-wise analytic case. So, the team accidentally accessed private data because of a software flaw. Even though this data could help the client political campaign, using it would be unethical. So, we assess the impact in four areas. So, first is about the sustainability. So, choosing not to use private data help maintain long-term trust in digital system. It prevents future legal issue and support responsible data governance. The second one is about the public health. So misusing private data can cause stress, anxiety, and emotional harm to user. So by protecting the information, we help maintain mental well-being and trust in online platform. Third one is about the safety. So avoiding the use of sensitive data prevents cyber risk, identity theft, and political manipulation. This support a fair and safe democratic process. Lastly is about the digital environment. So using private data will contribute to data pollution and unethical online behavior. So choosing the ethical options keeps the digital environment trustworthy and responsible. So next one. So next is I will be explaining about the strengthening ethical justification. So the correct action is to use only public data and delete all private data accessed by mistake. So to support this decision, so the first one is be transparent with the client and explain the flow honestly. Second one is fix the software issue to prevent future access. The third one is strengthen data protection policies and limit who can access sensitive information. Lastly is provide guidelines to staff so everyone could understand and the ethical data handling. So by doing this, we protect privacy, avoid legal problem, maintain trust, and uphold professional engineering integrity. So this show the ethical leadership is not just about the decision itself, but the responsible action we take after it. So in a summary, so ethical leadership is not just one-time act, but a daily commitment. It requires awareness, courage, and consistency. So when a leader lead ethically, so they leave a lasting positive impact on people and performance. So that's all from me. Thank you.